Hey everyone, RemanX here, and we're going to talk a little bit about the current state of Marvel Strike Force. We've got a team coming to the game that is probably considered to be one of the most powerful teams that we've ever seen, and they're demolishing everything in all game modes, and they're a monster already in Arena. You guys will see I'm going to be posting a separate video showcasing these guys with a fluctuating fifth if you want to. But more importantly, I think that I've identified the most important fifth that helps them win all counters here. But we're going to start with talking about this specifically is Infinity Watch is upon us, and there's been a little bit of concern. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through, has this happened before? When did it happen? How long did it last? And we're going to get to thanking Tauna. Make sure you guys will see the link to his channel and his content below for updating this list. This is something that is very, very helpful to the community here. So we're going to travel back in time to the early days of Marvel Strike Force at its early inception and release. So upon release, you guys will see that there is a character that comes to the game. His name is Nick Fury. Nick Fury was the first real significant legendary to come to the game that changed the impact of the arena. This was the first arena meta, and adopting him meant you were on top of the arena for quite some time. So he came to the arena in August 2018 until his team was eclipsed by the next arena meta that came out after that. We're going to talk about that. So we're going to look at Fury. Okay. You'll see that inside here we have the Star-Lord. Star-Lord never really had much of an impact on the arena meta. You were able to do some different things. And you'll start seeing over here that there is the hints of what's coming next. So you'll look over here, and with the legendary Asteroid M. So in December, right around the holidays, for those of you guys who thought about buying gifts for your family and wound up buying gifts for yourself instead, you know who you are. This is the team that eclipsed and shut down the Shield meta that was in Arena for a while. And we're going to start with specifically how long that took. So we go from August, September, October, November, December. So 4 months after the Arena meta was released, they were replaced by a brand new Arena meta that both was a powerhouse on offense, and we were forced into Arena matches on defense. Now, in this time period, shortly after this, defenders get reworked, and defenders can, intelligently piloted, can counter both of these teams. So I want you guys to think about that there was a rework that happened in the middle of all this that let you pilot and beat both of these teams. Now, was it easy? No. Did you have to invest a lot in defenders? Yes. Did already people invest in defenders? Yes, because there was a Netflix series that was in full swing that made people want to invest in characters that at the time when launch happened, they were less than exceptional. So that rework happened shortly after that, and then there's a big difference. So we'll talk about that. So the next time we see a arena meta shape up, it's the counter to the current arena meta. And so we'll take a look at it shaping up. Now, what I will say to you is, in that time period, you'll either see reworks or additional characters that come that'll let you challenge the arena meta, and it's called a meta shift. And some of the arena meta, we'll see that happen more frequently as time goes on, because I think we're at a very familiar state. Okay, so we'll take a look. So over here, we're gonna look for Psylocke. So once Psylocke comes to the game, a brand new team is showing up over here. And did I just miss them? Phoenix. All right, so Phoenix shows up in June of 2019. All right, we go from December, January, February, March, April, May, June. But in the meantime, there were some other teams in here that can challenge them. All right, so there was a meta here. So Phoenix shows up in June, and largely this team that came out in December, January, February, March, April, May, June, okay, gets taken off as the arena meta and actually changes that. So Phoenix shows up, and what happens is Phoenix is the arena meta until we start seeing something brand new happening. We're going to see some new power creep characters emerge. And you'll see what this happens here is you'll see really, really quickly, we're into the summer of 2019. And when we get to October, you're going to see something interesting happen, okay? You're going to see a character show up in the game, and her name is Hela. All right, and so Once Hela shows up, okay? All right, once Hela shows up here in November, we're starting to be able to take this team apart with different pieces. All right, you're able to use different hybrid teams to really shut down the X-Men meta. There was definitely hybrid metas in that time period, so it wasn't just one emerging meta. Magneto was still utilized with Juggernaut and Phoenix. There was all different combos. It was very interesting. Well, this is where we're going to get legendary soup, which is something that we've heard a lot. There are different legendary characters and different high powerful characters that help counter an arena meta. So once Hela shows up, it ushers in the emergence of the Asgardians, but more importantly, specifically, bringing in the first legendary, okay, that isn't really an arena meta, but changes the arena meta. Because in that time period, Ultron also is being acquired through Dark Dimension 2. So Ultron's in there, and in the arena meta, working with Phoenix, working with Magneto, there really is some cool metas emerging. So that really didn't last as long as we thought it did, right? An arena, a Dark Dimension reward challenges the actual category. All right, so realistically, we're getting over here, and then December happens. We've got you see the emergence of the Marauders, and by the way, the Marauders were also like Strife comes out. They're going to start inching out over here. We got Sinister. It's very important to understand that these characters are coming in and changing the arena meta. Sinister, a very powerful character. Black Bolt, another powerful character. Hela. All these powerful characters are letting us create different combinations that challenge the arena, being stop holding on defense. So Black Bolt shows up, and shortly after he shows up, all right, so we're going to talk about this. So realistically, in October, we saw a meta shift. All right. And then Black Bolt symbolizes this huge power jump. All right, Hela was there, but Black Bolt was definitely the big power jump. When Black Bolt was released, our minds were blown at his stats. His offense, his power, his passive health, what he was doing for his team was unheard of, and he looked like a broken character. And at the end of the day, looking back on it, he really was kind of this power trend. It has happened several times. And we'll go back through some of the characters and talk about the power trend and how it was balanced out. And what I think is actually happening right now is very interesting, and you don't want to miss out on my recommendations on how to survive the trend. Okay, Black Bolt shows up. All right, so Black Bolt shows up, shakes up the arena meta because he largely takes out Ultron. But more importantly, he is doing so much damage that he allows a very well-piloted team to annihilate the enemy before they get a chance to go. Yo-Yo's offense down, their power combo is evident, and then another team starts emerging. And we're going to talk about this. The Thanos rework is announced. So we're talking about January, brand new meta. Okay, we went from June, all right, when Phoenix came out, to really January when the Ultron meta gets shut down. Okay, so that was June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So another 6-7 months here. We'll talk about it. All right, so then we get in here, and again, there's a lot of information in here. We get Ebony Maw. Okay, and so Ebony Maw shows up in the, like, right around here. So he shows up in May, and the full Black Order is upon us. And it was actually very, very interesting that the Ebony Maw shows up in the way that he showed up, because he was a legendary locked behind a legendary. Sound familiar? Yeah, should sound familiar. All right, so we're seeing that happening with Infinity Watch, where we're having a legendary unlock a legendary character. The power of Black Order really holds in arena for quite a while. Or does it? Or does it? So the thing about Black Order is they still were in arena meta in that they were still the best defense you can set. They were still challenging you to either time out. Their mirror matches may have seemed unfun. But the legendary soup that was out here between the release of Emma Frost in the summertime and between Dr. Octopus being able to flip the debuffs, there were a lot of characters actually that were able to challenge them and not be a meta squad, symbiotes with Dr. Octopus. But the problem with it is still Black Order was the best defense for quite some time, until the acquisition of Kestrel and Surfer, who were able to just annihilate them in a short amount of time. Sound familiar? Yeah. Kind of like Hela and Black Bolt at the time, right? So think about that. Because Hela and Black Bolt were still part of the solution for the legendary soup to beat the current power creep. The power leap and the power trend that happened in this game is not brand new. The difference is you have to recognize what the company's given us to really account for what's going to be happening in Arena. So Infinity Watch is unique. All right? One thing you're going to take a look at is the Black Order had one character that was in the game. It had one character that was a campaign event and two characters that were blitzes. So it was not as player friendly as this team is. This team is very player friendly with a orb opening event and a campaign event and two existing characters in the game. They're already fully functional, being able to take on the current arena meta. They won't hold on defense yet, but more importantly, Adam Warlock will lock them in place and make them a formidable defense, in my opinion. That being said, there's already counters in the game, and we're going to take a look at characters. So we're talking about the power leap here. So the idea is, even when an arena meta emerged, we knew that Black Bolt and we knew that Hela were early potential counters to the Black Order squad. We were using them with Phoenix and potentially with Ultron. Now, Phoenix was a liability for many folks who didn't have her well brought up. Remember, her second appearance was shortly before the Maw release, so basically they ended Phoenix's reign. However, still viable in a lot of other game modes and still able to take on the team. So Surfer and Kestrel are here, not because they're changing the game and breaking the game, but they're going to help you adapt to the arena meta. They're going to be the soup that allows you to overcome the large swath of Adam Warlock Infinity Watches that you will see. More importantly, some of the characters that had fallen out of favor are going to be boosted by the ISO stats, and we'll get into that later on. But this is nothing new in Marvel Strike Force, and the panic that we have, I think, is unwarranted. It may feel different, and my concern is that we're negating some of the power because of the raids, and because we've actually had to overcome our lack of red stars with ISOs, which created a brand new problem, and we're going to talk about that in another video coming up soon. Remember, I do things so you don't have to. Infinity Watch is Black Order 2.0. I expect them to last until about November, because there's a certain movie coming out. You guys watch till the end and leave a comment below. I'll know you guys are listening. Thanks again.